Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my. No, 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 no. Welcome in, everyone. Meowdy. We are doing the Cost of Concordia. This is also my very first time watching an internet historian video. So let's dive in. Let's have a wonderful time. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time, and let's do it.
The Cost of Concordia.
Oh no.
Ship of dreams. It's been 8 years.
It's been 8 years? Wait. Let me subscribe. I'm going to know 4 years. 8 years. 12 years ago then.
I can still smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants. The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used.
Wait!
The gym, the days.
Was the Concordia a new ship? Oh no.
The sheets in her 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Cost of Concordia cost $570 million.
That's so expensive.
And you could tell. You could really tell.
What? Are we playing the Titanic soundtrack in the back? Oh dear lord. Oh dear lord. Okay.
I remember it like it was just a few years ago. We had left Ziehefzie, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing.
A bad omen. But I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January, 2012.
What?
On the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic.
On
a ship that's also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding. Especially not when you have a 5-star max level captain like Frank.
So, the ship kind of sounds like it was cursed from the beginning. Achievement unlocked. Captino, Besto, Ravioli, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Cisco Scatino.
Okay.
A man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years.
He knows exactly what to do.
I thought you needed like maritime like certificates and like actual training to become a captain. Wait, what?
An emergency.
For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010,
hold on,
when he was steering a different ship
and
came into port too fast and caused another collision.
Hold on.
I've got a good feeling about this. So let's...
He has history. He was still a captain after those first 2 incidents? What?
Set the scene. It's a beautiful evening. People are having fun on the slides.
What?
Drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant.
I just don't understand how you have multiple incidents as a captain and not be like demoted or I don't know like the chain of command when it comes to like sea navigation or whatever. But I feel like you would have been not captain anymore. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you would have been demoted to like 1st officer or 3rd officer or something. The fact that they were just like, yeah, you know what? Those are 2 little silly accidents. It's okay.
Martin the Magician is setting up for his show.
They
and
weren't.
The ship is setting up for a little detour. It's called a sail-by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining room with the lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face, because you'll be seeing a lot of it.
Remember this face?
Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail-by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever. Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently, it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit. Cost of Concordia has hired Jacob from Indonesia at a rock-bottom price, and he's a bit of a newbie to the job.
No.
In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's
What? Are you sure? What? Who's hiring these people? Who? What? It's weird having footage of this motherfucker happen. Who's hiring these people? How?
his first time steering a massive ship, and
What?
he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian very well at all. Off to a good start. The second in command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't be confused by these numbers. They're just the degrees on a compass. At
The captain is? I just don't understand. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming cruise ships got a little bit more strict with their hiring application after this incident when it comes to their officers and captains. Who knows though,
The
but
captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the
we're
island.
calling a former
They chat about
captain?
the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all
Okay.
very casual. Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore.
Okay.
The captain is going all in. This is
So
not his
you
first
know.
sail by salute, so he's confident.
You called the captain to get the perfect coordinations. And you
And what he's doing. We're going closer than we've ever been before. The captain's eyeballing it again. New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman. Downstairs, Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside this box. She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots. Going this fast is going to be a fatal error. But before we talk about that, let's talk about another big problem. Language barrier. Because at this point, the captain says 325, but the helmsman relays 315.
325,
So the first
315.
officer intervenes, and he goes, no, 335, which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325. Their poor communication is moving at a much wider angle than they think they are. However, the captain should and would know this, except for the next problem. Complacency about procedure. The standard procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not doing that.
But they're not doing that? They're not doing that? I see what okay. Unfortunately, I think I see what happened here, but I see.
330, he says. The helmsman relays 330. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer and instructs him to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel.
Okay.
A few seconds pass, and then the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance. The Cost of Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision.
Rocks are actually underwater? Okay.
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350.
Oh my gosh.
Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal
I
error?
was about to say, yeah, are we traveling at 16 knots too? What? Okay. I'm not the best. I don't know ships. I ain't no captain. But I feel like when you're getting close to shore in a scenario like this, like you shouldn't be traveling at 16 knots an hour. Right? Like I don't know if anyone else agrees with me. Feel free if you guys don't agree with me. If you guys are wondering, that's about 18 miles an hour, give or take. But you gotta remember that you're driving a massive ship, right? Like it's not just you driving a car, like you're driving a ship. That would be the equivalent to about 30 kilometers an hour. If you guys are not from America, if you guys are fellow users like me from Canada, that is the equivalent for you guys there about how fast the ship is traveling.
Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn. What they've got is understeer. Here's an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
So despite the order of 350, right now the bow is still only pointing at 327. Not nearly enough to miss the rock. And oh no,
That's so
it's about
scary.
to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard or we end up on the rocks. The third officer goes to assist the helmsman. Now, don't get confused by the orders from here. We're changing over to rudder instructions. The captain yells, starboard 10, starboard 20, and still it's not enough.
You know what though? This could have all been avoided if you just listened to the original captain, who used to do this all the time, the retired captain. Well, no, he wanted to be bigger and better and go closer to shore. I'm just saying, like, ridiculous.
To starboard. That means as hard as it'll
It
go.
is a skill
But at
issue.
this point, even if they clear these rocks, they need to get the rest of the ship to swing around it.
It's so sad too, because this is such a tragic event where a lot of people lost their lives and etc. And it was completely avoidable if, you know, you just stuck to the original plan and didn't deviate from the original plan. It's so tragic to think of, like, that's how it could have been.
So the captain yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock. Or 10. But the helmsman only gets to...
Yeah, but in his defense, he did get closer than anyone ever had before. But you're not going to really... Guys, I'm going to show you. I've been on a cruise ship before near land. It doesn't make that big of a difference how closer you're going to get. Like, he got a couple meters closer, actually probably like a couple 100 meters closer, but it doesn't make that big of a difference, especially at nighttime. This is at night in the dark. Like, you could have just stuck to the original plan.
Port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20. They might just avoid disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time, the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment.
No!
The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port.
Why?
Undoing the swing.
Why?
8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship narrowly passes by the rocks. Hard to port. The second officer yells, "We're gonna hit." Collision.
So that's how that all went down. This is so tragic. And time to learn about the outfall, I guess. Their left and their right. It's just
downtown.
no, it's not like even that people lost their brain cells. Oh, my phone's dying again. Sorry. It's that also that there was communication barriers and people not doing their proper job in a timely manner. Because he said that the third officer was slacking off, and when you're, you know, when you're a team, you're supposed to be all working together, right? And it seemed like in this scenario they weren't all working together, which is so sad.
Board town. It's day 56 of playing Russian.
Yeah, I saw that only one compartment would have flooded, meaning that they probably would have been able to save a majority of people a lot more than they did, because you would have been probably able to, you know, you wouldn't be a direct hit down. It's crazy. All because of an error, because someone went right instead of left or left instead of right. Mind you, it's not just all on him. It's all on the whole. It's all on everyone on the ship right now, because it just snowballed and snowballed and snowballed and snowballed. But the final little one, like that final little moment, oh my gosh. I didn't realize that this is how wild this is going to get.
Seems I never win.
Gonna drink all by yourself?
Somebody has to.
I hear you're a man who's good at finding folks.
I'm many things.
I'm looking for this fella. I got to find him.
This
It's
video's not
breaking
available
my
in your
little
country.
heart.
Oh,
I'll
this
see
is
what I
a
can do.
this is
I
a
have
sponsorship. I
contacts
see.
in
See.
Thousands of servers
Okay.
in dozens of countries across the globe. And just like that, she was
Fantastic
gone.
sponsorship
The only
insert
thing she
man.
left was a calling card. Sometimes
Fantastic.
when you follow a case,
Hi, Draco.
it follows you back. NordVPN can protect
Bro,
my
I
online
was like,
data
wait, what is
You
this?
can protect
And then I
me
realized it's a
from
sponsor.
myself. When they said this job gets easier, it was
It
just
is
another
smooth.
lie. Forensics found his password spread all the way down the block. In a perfect world, we'd all use NordVPN. But I guess this isn't that kind of story.
You know what this is gonna be? You guys watch JoJo's, like season 1 JoJo's, where they're in London? If you guys don't watch it, then you guys don't know. But this is the same vibes it's giving me. I'm
I
sorry.
took the brakes off my car. A man like me never really learned how to stop.
Shut the fuck up.
I took the steering wheel out too. I let the road take me where I'm supposed to be. That's right, Toots. Your husband's dead. Merry Christmas.
Oh my gosh, you know JoJo's? Yeah, when they're going for Jack the Ripper.
Go to nordvpn.com/internethistory for a huge discount.
His sponsor is fantastic. Fantastic. See, this is why, like, I will not skip a sponsor in a video like this. I know some of you guys will, and so be it. But, like, guys, look at the creative ability that went into this. You gotta appreciate it. You gotta appreciate when they blend so smoothly into the video. And you gotta support your favorite content creators by watching their advertisements. You know, that's how they get paid. That's how they continue creating content. Support.
Ship hits rocks on the port side.
Okay, ship hits rocks.
A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and thousands of tons of water begin pouring.
Yeah,
in.
this is
A loud
coffins.
scraping and bang is heard by all passengers. At the helm is panic. Rumblings in the dining room. Martin awkwardly pauses his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside is trapped and terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on
Oh my
duty.
goodness.
All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots. And they are now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding.
29
22
seconds. 29 seconds. 29. You have no more engines. That's how fast things can happen.
2 seconds later, a blackout happens.
God
Lights,
damn.
electrics, the water pumps too. Everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is the final position of the rudder before power to that too is lost. The Cost of Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard, plunged into absolute darkness. A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3.
Did we at least like call the Coast Guards right away? Or get in contact with the Coast Guards right away? Or like, no?
Watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8, and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches.
You know the worst part is? These are probably the worst compartments to hit. These are definitely the worst compartments to hit. Oh my gosh. Just wait. Ugh.
Compartments especially, though, are a problem, because they contain the engines and the electrics.
Yeah.
These main generators give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions. Pretty much everything.
Oh
when
my
they went
goodness.
out, the ship was a functionless, sinking cage.
Literally the worst
the
ones.
Emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on.
Okay.
When the lights come back on, Martin has vanished. He's ditched the stage, and it caused a huge panic in the theatre, as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down. Everything is fine. There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins.
What do you mean
The
everything is
emergency generator
fine?
starts.
Shut the door, shut all the water light doors immediately. Oh, this is live footage.
Except for door 12, which is jammed. The captain calls Pilon, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port.
If you think this is lack of, I don't even think this is lack of coordination. I think this is lack of what's the thing? Not expertise, but lack of being able to do your job properly. Lack of qualifications. That is what I'm saying. I think this is a lack of qualification scenario.
Port side. There's water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where? The engine room. But a lot of water?
Yes, competence. There's the word. Wasn't getting there. Thank you for that. Yeah, they I don't know. I think this was a bad team overall to be running a ship together. I just don't know. Like this captain has hit the ship multiple times, and we still have him as the full-blown captain. Surely there's another captain that could have been taken over. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you crashed the ship multiple times, you probably shouldn't still be a captain.
Yes!
I don't know.
There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side.
In a moment, we'll start the pumps. I'll let you know. In the theater, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd, further increasing panic. On the bridge, an announcement is being prepared. They are going to lie to prevent a panic. Let's just say we have a blackout.
Let's just say we have a blackout. The cruise director makes. Oh my gosh.
Enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are flooded.
Okay, so let's lie to them. Okay.
Announcements are made.
Okay, yeah.
Due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control. We're currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation.
Why?
I will inform you of developments as they occur. Thank you for your attention.
What? Why? Actual audio? Why? Why are we telling them we have a... Why? Why, guys? Why? What?
Coincidentally, at the same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On.
There's
It's
no
very
way.
much not helping the situation.
That can't be
The
real.
captain calls the Costa Crisis Unit. Roberto Ferrarini. He tells the crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't
Well, you
power the
can't.
rudder,
You
let
can't.
alone
Yeah.
the engine. You know, hoist the sail.
So we could have probably saved more people if we actually did our proper evacuation as we known when we didn't have any of this, or if we called the right people quicker and didn't frickin' lie to them and be in denial. This is tragic, guys. I hate this. I like the delivery of this. I hate the story of this, you know?
Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard lift,
shoot.
and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore, which is a very good thing because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible. A panicked passenger senses that something is off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise, and now the ship is tilting. So, she contacts her daughter in Italy. The daughter then calls the police. And the police call the harbor master. While that goes on, a conversation.
There's no way that is how that there's no way that should have went down. Like, they should have already been knowing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The diesel is not starting. The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced. Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down.
Hey, shout out to that lady.
Again. Actually, 2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability
He's wrong, it's
isn't in
3.
danger.
He's wrong, and the ship's stability is in danger. And you're telling him that it's not in danger at 10:10. So we hit the rock about 9:43, 9:44, right? Whatever it was. You could have. Oh my gosh! If you just accepted what the flip you did, we would have been way better. Okay.
Passengers begin.
Isn't he still in jail too? I know he was charged with manslaughter. Is the captain not still in jail?
Going to muster stations on their own initiative.
I now can see why.
The cruise director says,
I see
we have
why.
a lot of people at muster stations that I do not want to fall overboard. Do we make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges? Bozio says, I think that's best. The harbour master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that
you should have been having them all at their evacuation, or it's called a muster station, but you could have had them all there on a timely manner and start the evacuation process if you were in denial. Not sure. I do know, I 100% know that he was charged with manslaughter. I just don't know, I think Italy or whatever, how long you serve for that, if it's a lifetime or whatever, but I do know that he was charged in his trial. That's what he got.
We just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes.
Passengers to put on life vests? It's just a blackout. I gotta go. The harbour master is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something more is going on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly. Pilon manually has to turn the thing on and off with a screwdriver so that it doesn't overheat and cause a fire.
Oh
The
my
captain is on the
gosh.
phone to the lower decks, asking pointless questions like, is it still flooded? Yes. Yes, it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening in the left side and the ship is listing.
Thank God the harbor master was like, this doesn't sound right. Let's go and like actually ask him shit. Oh my gosh.
He qualifies
Guys,
with, no one did.
I'm having like a panic attack just watching this. This is he's lying. This is not something he can know. I hate this dude. I'm sorry. I don't hate a lot of people out there. I do be kind of hating this captain.
Dead or injured. The harbour master asks if he needs help. Just a tugboat? When in reality, they need a full rescue. With 3 compartments
Like-
flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve.
No.
The Coast Guard orders every available ship to the scene. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says, everything's under control.
Why?
Please return to your
'Cause-
cabins or hang about in the lounges, no problem. She said this despite knowing it was wrong and that it further endangered lives. Most passengers at this point, though, aren't listening to this
No.
nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to abandon ship. Bang, 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 bang.
No.
Local television has already picked up the story and they begin broadcasting live radio feed from the bridge. Captain, the passengers
Oh,
are going
live.
on board the boats. Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, let me talk to Ferrarini.
Bro, you should have let them go to shore when we knew that we... And the best part, like, we're not that far from shore either. If I... Chat, I'm stressed. I'm stressed watching this.
We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems. 100 degrees. The cooling fan has stopped. Pilon calls the bridge and
Oh my
tells the safety
gosh.
officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own. The captain says, no, stay.
No,
They leave.
stay!
So what do we do? General emergency?
What shall we do? What shall we do? Wait, shall I give the emergency single?
The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandon ship. Another announcement is made.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. The situation is under control. Please remain.
Nah. From this point, like I said, I know the captain was charged. I saw the trial. I know the end result. I don't know about the crewmates though. He's probably gonna touch upon in this video. But now actually seeing the full breakdown of the scenario events, I'm like, see why this all makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's unfortunate that this all happened and this could have been all avoidable in the first place. But the way that this scenario was all handled too could have been way better if we weren't in denial, if we actually, you know, asked for help when this shit happened instead of being like, no, I have it under control. And you're still telling your passengers that it is under control when it is not at all. Like, there's no control here, but you're out here lying to all your passengers. It's crazy.
But at this time,
Crazy.
they're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The captain declares distress. The Coast
Oh,
Guard officially
finally.
calls
Finally,
for
an
rescue
hour
operations.
later.
They contact Pietro Mille, the helicopter base commander, who then calls in every available pilot as he rushes down to the helicopter base. Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives. By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh,
Thank God.
perhaps too close to shore. The ship
Oh.
forcefully runs aground,
Oh.
creating an uneven center of gravity.
Uh-oh.
And it begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a
Uh-oh.
general emergency on board. The announcement to abandon ship is finally called and alarms ring out. And with that,
An hour later. An hour later. An hour! One hour later. It's finally given the command to abandon ship. A full hour later.
comes panic. And now that they're listing, with many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water, there aren't enough readily
Oh.
available, and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno Harbour.
Guys, I'm gonna lose my
The ship
mind.
has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore.
Stop.
They know he's lying.
Thank God they know he's lying.
The captain then says to bottom out the starboard anchor. So they drop out the anchors, but let out too much chain, effectively rendering them useless. The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers.
The maitre d' sees Pilgrim as he's abandoning the ship. Oh. Ew.
Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios,
The preparation
but
work
not
from
before
the ship.
changing out of
Okay.
his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities.
What?
Dimitri Kostidis and Silvia Koronica leave with him. The
What?
maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300
What? Nah. Nah. He did not just shoot that. He did not. Nah. No. He did not. He did not just shoot that. He did not. People still on board. 279, and he and all his officers are off board. Or going off board. Why?
people
Did he change so they wouldn't know him? Is that why? Like, what?
are still on the ship. Millet
my
reaches the
gosh.
helicopter base. The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta Bell, was already rising from the tarmac for the
Oh
hour-long
my.
flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating
Vanessa was one of the
evacuation.
last to
He
leave.
then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats.
See, that's
the
how it's
bridge
supposed
is
to
now abandoned.
be.
And then, the ship's black box stops working. Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy.
I get, okay, you know what? Okay. I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but since everything else wasn't working on the ship properly, it might have been an accident, but it also might have been on purpose to hide shit that went down on here.
In detail.
I
A
don't
while
know.
later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water.
But it's not. Because
Passengers
like
are
you got
scaling
lied
down the port
to.
side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It was no joking, amor.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
You're not allowed to make a film
I'm
movie.
allowed.
Who say you are?
A second
Passenger, you're
helicopter
not
is
allowed to make a movie? You're not allowed to film this? Who are you to deny the filming of this after all this went down? I'm sorry, but like what? What?
faster model sets off. The ship stops healing and comes to a final resting place. Now
Oh
the
my
Coast Guard
gosh.
calls the captain because he's just
This is
learned that the captain has abandoned ship.
This is the phone call I was talking about. I know this. I know this. This is what I was talking about.
Captain claims, no, actually, I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. I'm a klutz.
Wait.
But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore.
Oh
From
my
here, we only
gosh.
have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super
Okay.
accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there. And in
He
fact,
probably
the police
didn't.
chief claimed that he just
He probably didn't help anyone. This is the same captain who changed into a suit while he had his ship was sinking. This is the exact same captain that changed into a suit. He probably did not help his passengers.
sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing. A while later, a rescue boat picks up the
Crazy.
captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then
Oh,
finds the
let's
ship's
hear it.
onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cries to him for about 15 minutes. Then he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life.
Uh-huh.
Port authorities ask the taxi driver
People
to
still
take
on
the captain
board?
back to his hotel.
People still on board, what? 6 hours later, when this is still happening, there's still 50 people on board?
The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie,
Jesus.
he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He
Excuse
told them that
me?
he was the last to leave.
No. You still have people on board your ship. You are in a hotel, perfectly A-okay, and now you're lying to the media to make you look good.
Captain is usually the
Okay.
last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
I was.
We were the last to leave the ship.
All day Saturday, rescuers searched
No.
for the ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit their cabin.
They slept through the
The last
crash?
survivor,
God damn.
Enrico Giampandroni, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin service director.
Oh.
In the end, 32 people died.
33, including a salvage worker who died in an accident on the ship 2 years later during the recovery. Oh, that's sad.
The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later. A crew member,
Jeez.
Russell Rebello, and it's
Aw.
believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship.
As- Something that the captain didn't do. Shout out to that crew member. Shout out. I'm sorry. Actually, it's tragic to everyone who lost their life due to the incompetence of the captain. What a tragic scenario. Like something that did not have to happen but happened, you know?
Cost of Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic.
Wow.
And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner
God
when it's left
damn.
half rolled over in the ocean.
The Halo music in the background. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Brother. Okay. Okay. The ocean does reclaim hella fast. Wild. Wow. And like I said, like I've been on cruise ships before. That's like a vacation that like my family enjoys doing. I know a lot about cruise ships. I don't know the ins and depths. I'm not a captain of a cruise ship. I don't drive the ship. It's scary to think. Scary. Scary how fast things can go. Wow. I still got another 20 minutes of this video. I'm excited to learn what the heck is going to go on. I'm excited to hear the excuses, the shenanigans, the who blamed who, we're blaming everyone. Like I'm sat for this. I'm sat for this. It'll buff out. $573 million gone. And I don't know when she was inaugurated. I don't know when her inauguration still happened compared to when this event happened, but she seemed like she was kind of a newer ship. So that's literally $573 million down due to captain who wanted to impress, I guess, the people on board, right? That's what I'm getting at. It gets wacky.
But this isn't the end. It's just the halfway point.
Yeah.
What most people know is that the Costa Concordia had crashed, many dead, and that the captain abandoned ship like a coward.
Yeah.
But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to
Oh,
untangle.
shoot.
Let's dive
Okay,
in.
let's dive. Wait, why?
They are. The deets.
The deets. I was about to say, why are we just picking up spaghetti with our hands? I see. I'm excited to know these deets. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Looting. God.
Loot box time. The Costa Concordia
I guess
was more
so.
than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino.
Yeah, I
Cha-ching,
guess so.
cha-ching. This iron chest was full of safes and cash registers and expensive fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone.
So much theft.
Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying
Costa Concordia shipwrecked as treasure trove of passengers and abandoned belongings. Concordia survivors blame Italy for stolen possessions. Costa Concordia survivors claim cash and jewels are missing. Okay. I don't I don't know, man. Like how realistically would you recover all of this? Like, no wonder looting happened. They also have, I can't say for all cruise ships, but most cruise ships also have jewel shops on board, like a jewelry shop on
Lying around
board.
the ship, we're now missing
Wet socks.
high-end liquor, expensive
Yeah.
furniture, dining sets, cash from the casino, cash registers, jewelry and
Jesus.
display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which hung from
Someone
the
stole
bridge
the
of the ship.
bell.
It was never found. Who steals a big
Who's? I hope this comes up one day in like 50 years to resurface this again for the people who forgot about it. I don't know if you're going to sell the bell or what happens. Probably donate it to a museum or something, but I just hope it comes up. And that gives me what I needed to know. That is what I wanted to know. I was like, oh, I don't know when she inaugurated, but I'm assuming that's her inauguration year, 2026. So she sailed from 2006 to 2012. Crazy.
Fuck off bell. Even the server admin.
Well, at what point does looting valuables turn into a treasure hunt? It's just like the recovery to recover everything on this sinking ship like this is insanity. You know what I mean? Like, and for like, if they're all scuba diving to go looting, how are you preventing them all? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like one of those scenarios. Like, how do you prevent this from happening?
We're getting involved.
How did they get it without getting caught?
Company contracted to refloat.
I'm assuming they were scuba diving, right? I don't know, man.
The Concordia was spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving.
And given 4 or 5, 6 months
pinching.
in jail.
Later on, stolen as well as legitimate items found their way to Amazon and eBay.
Oh my
Ships from the
gosh.
casino, postcards,
Oh
and
my
cabin access
gosh.
cards became highly sought after souvenirs.
It even has a watermark.
How did we
Some
never find the
Australian
bell
guy even made
though?
a listing for the ship itself, advertising it as buyer to collect.
Jesus
And although
Christ.
there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug.
Yeah. Oh my god. The relationship.
I know you want to see Scatino go to jail.
The relationship. Looting technically benefiting by self-distiller color treasure hunting technically donating for me something similar. It's like you know, this is such a tragic scenario, and the first thing people think is, oh shit, let's go out and scuba dive and loot. Probably a lot harder to control a looting scenario when a ship's underwater and people are scuba diving through it. You know what I mean? Like,
And we'll get to that. But first, we have to talk about someone else. Dominika?
yeah.
Samora.
Yeah. I want to know more about this.
There was speculation that she was
I
on
don't
the
know
bridge
it.
that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Oh.
Intense media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They
Wait.
both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she
Wait.
did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
Hold on.
So fucking precious when you smile.
But she says
Stop.
there was no romantic link between them.
Some people would like to believe, they want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Morton also loved the spotlight, however.
Everyone, oh no!
And took several interviews.
Oh my
But
gosh.
as the pressure mounted upon her, she began making ominous threats to Scatino,
Wait.
saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to
Oh?
come clean. But things from here get weird.
I was expecting this.
Morton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that
Yeah,
package?
huh?
Drugs, apparently.
What? No, hold on. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Wild card. In a subsequent interview, she claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away
What?
a package. Huh? And what was that package?
This can't be real.
Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. A number of cruise ships. even
Priorities?
recently-
It's not even, I wouldn't say it was priorities. It's they don't want to be caught with an extra charge, I think, right? They don't want to be caught with that, so that's why the first helicopter took it off, I guess? Like, I don't What the fuck? What the heck? What the heck? Oh my gosh.
Have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately after the crash. He tested negative for drugs in his system, but trace amounts of cocaine were found in a hair sample.
In hair?
And less dry?
Nonetheless, the Concordia was searched and no drugs were reportedly ever found.
Interesting.
How did we get here? Oh right, a helicopter. Sir Morton commented on it again the next day and said, actually, that helicopter was just for the captain as a means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait.
Wait,
so
is she just
expected to
lying?
get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck
What is going on here?
Wait, how did we get here?
Yeah, how did we? How did we get here?
Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin where they found Miss Sir Morton's lingerie and other articles of clothing as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up, but they continued denying it. Sir Morton mostly faded from international attention until she was told to appear before the court to present witness testimony.
Here we
judge pressed her to
go.
be truthful about their relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship
Okay,
with the captain.
here we go.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was indeed the captain's lover.
What is up, Trouble Alert Nation? Scatino cheated on his wife with
Jesus.
Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded,
When you're someone's lover, no one asks you for any explanations about not having a ticket, she told the court. Jesus.
she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I die because the first time I died in the night of the crash with my psychological brain and problems.
What?
And today I died the second time because, of course, people
What?
find out
What does this even
something that
mean?
I try to hide.
Subsequent to the
What
trial,
does this
she used
mean?
her fame in Moldova to become a political activist, often appearing on television and radio and
That's
in
what she does
articles
now?
covering
Children-
protests, accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police.
What? What a turn of events here. What?
It was some stuff about victims of violence, women's rights,
Girl power.
yada yada yada. And interestingly, part of a push to block the sale of shares of Moldova's train network to Russia.
Sure.
Other than that, I don't
Okay.
really know what she's been up to. Let me just check out.
Well, yeah, what's she been up to?
Oh God,
What?
not again.
Nah. Now, what is this? Is this a plane? What is this? Chat? Was that a plane? I think that's a plane, though. Jesus Christ. Keep her out of the plane? Oh my gosh.
Several civil
It
suits
is.
were
Yeah,
put-
I'm like, that looks like the plane. Oh my goodness. Cost of Concordia passengers sue cruise company for 40-60 million. Island where Cost of Concordia sinks sues for 100 million. Officials sue Cost of Concordia owner for 275 million over
lodged against
Yeah.
Costa Crociere, and their parent company, Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a share drop of 23%.
Yup.
Passengers sought compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial
didn't
and media
know
pressure,
what the heck was going
CEO
on.
attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
That was not the ordinary route
Correct.
that the ship was taking at the time, and was not only taking, but the time the ship was.
Claiming that the ship was not approved to deviate from the route. But that wasn't true. Approval isn't required if the ship.
A message of changes to the plan of the voyage is required only in the case that the new route deviates from the previous one by more than 15 miles of navigation in the Mediterranean, which it didn't. It technically didn't deviate. Wow. Because technically it didn't deviate by 15 miles. God
It was
damn.
deviating
Okay.
by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail-by salutes. Now, in response to the civil suits...
You know what? Now, if you go look at the policy, it's probably written in there. The policy definitely changed after this.
Cost of Concordia offered passengers 11,000 euros each as compensation.
Oh.
That's kind of small.
Oh.
11,000 euros, about $14,000, is the minimum compensation under international law when a
It probably cost some of them that much to even go on the ship. Like if they're in the suite or something. Oh my gosh. God damn.
ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued.
Guess if 15 miles is drifting due to natural forces or something. Yeah, sometimes they like, you know, if you're passing another ship or whatever, you gotta give like, so you don't crash into each other. You gotta deviate a little away from each other, or just like if there's anything happening or whatever, like they're allowed to deviate 15 miles. But that's crazy. Like there are shit that, and like realistically 15 miles when you're in the ocean isn't that drastic. 15 miles when you're close to shore is a whole other thing, right?
And having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything and anything that has to do with this accident. I cannot ask for more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with
I would be like 11,000, and you probably spent, I don't know, 3 to 4 of that to get on here. Plus, like he said, hotels, airfare, if you're doing excursions, if you're buying drinks, that's kind of, that's a little low.
Still,
I don't know.
And they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult for what these poor passengers went through.
Yeah.
We think that the compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Take it.
Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Cost of Concordia would
Oh
lodge
my
a plea
gosh.
deal with the Tuscany court to pay a €1 million
plea
fine
deal?
to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Cost of Concordia is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages.
Let me read these subtitles. Their port was blocked to fishing boats. Of course it was. So then they're losing their business. They're losing their livelihood there. Importing goods. Yep, because they can't come in easily. They had an influx of tourists, but they were all there to see the Concordia. In the end, they didn't get much in terms of compensation. They basically, like, the cleanup crew and everything that happened here impacted their regular life as well.
Of Giglio also
Oh my
banded together and
gosh.
sought damages. They didn't get much.
Unfortunate.
Eventually, passengers who refused the initial compensation of 11,000 joined civil parties against Scatino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
Okay.
They were awarded 30,000 euros each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for.
There haven't been any update articles since 2015, so haven't been able to verify if there are any other ongoing cases. That's crazy. It's bro, money, I tell you, freaking money. Hi, friendly, welcome in. I tell ya. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my no.
New York attorney Peter Renee traveled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Ronay & Ronay, we personally work on every case.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the most money possible in the shortest amount of time.
And while on the job, a 7th case cropped up via email. An elderly woman, Alona, said,
Help me, Mr. Ronai, for I have lost my daughter, Eva, and my 5-year-old granddaughter, Roxana.
So Mr. Renai agreed to speak with her.
Uh-oh.
There were some inconsistencies in her story. Neither Eva nor Roxana were on the passenger list.
Wait.
But Costa is known for having stowaways.
Gotcha, bitch.
Still, Mr. Renai was suspicious.
Yeah, of course the scammers would
Cheesy
try.
old Petey, would they? Renai inquired further about why she was on board, especially without a ticket. Ilona said,
Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend.
Zolt Horvath.
The heck is this?
He'll know all the details.
I'm up all night. I'm going crazy, he said. But Mr. Renai was still suspicious. Because then she asked, how much money do you think this is worth?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, flags are raised. Red flag there.
Red flag, Petey.
Yeah, red flag, red
20
flag.
years of doing this, you've never had anyone ask about money. Why now?
Goddamn.
So Mr. Renai hired an investigator and sent photos around of the missing girl.
You know what? I wonder how many people, but there's so many people probably like this, right? Oh, so dude has a wizard name. Scammers be scamming. Scammers be scamming. But if they have a full passenger list, like they said, then they would be able to match the names of the passenger to that list, as well as I'm pretty sure the cruise ship has a whole like data center where they keep all your information as well. But people just want in on the money. I don't know.
Next day, the phone.
The next day.
Oh, hoi, hoi. It was the boyfriend again.
Oh, shoot.
There's been a bit of a misunderstanding, and the child isn't missing at all.
What?
Huh. And then he claimed he was confused
That
because
is
he had
not
done
saying what he told Rena he had been confused because he's done too many drugs the night before. Jesus. No.
Any drugs the night before.
What?
Oh.
You hallucinate your child
Can
to
I
say?
speak to the daughter then? At first, he was refused.
Nah.
So Renai said that he'd have to file a missing persons report to the police if he couldn't. The boyfriend relented. That night, Renai met with Zolt and brought the police with him. He speaks to the granddaughter and asks her if she's seen Mum. Yeah, I saw her today.
Oh my
really?
gosh.
Yeah, we went to the park today and we went on the
Scamming!
Oh no, the jig was up. So the mum walks into the room sheepishly. It's a miracle. And the story changed again. Okay, I'm not dead, but I did injure my leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest. Although don't worry about checking my leg because there are no visible marks or injuries. Oh, Petey, I'm beginning to think they weren't even in the boat. Also, it turns out this lady isn't her mum, it's just a neighbor. Eventually, Renee managed to make the pair confess. And then they said, hey, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't taken any money. And in the end, it looks like there'll be no criminal punishment for the scam.
Hungary, former has no insurance fraud laws to deal with the case. Oh. They don't have... Oh, interesting. Well, they probably have laws now against it. Or for it. I wonder how many people participated, like tried to scam here. Because this is probably not the only case, right? Like, I wonder how many.
Because Hungary, a former communist country, has no laws against insurance fraud on the books.
Yeah. I'm just having fun. Please, no sue.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a very bad idea.
Bad idea, bad idea.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
Oh, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Get back on board for fuck's sake.
Okay, thanks.
Gregorio De Falco.
Oh, here we go.
The naval officer who shouted at Scatino
Here we go.
Vada.
A naval officer, the corpse of the port, the head of operations section. Is the official Italian rank, and the equivalent rank is usually a commander. Okay.
Bordo Caso became a bit of a national hero overnight in Italy. He, like the rest of the world, expected Scatino to go down with the ship.
Great music break, great music break. I'm just saying, like, that's like not the maritime law. That's just like the maritime way, though, when you're a ship commander. The music break is fantastic. That 10 out of 10.
And when the captain chickened out, De Falco was there to admonish him. And when he stopped answering the radio, he called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast.
On the cell phone?
When the captain first reported just a blackout, De Falco didn't believe the story and immediately began preparing a rescue effort, which likely saved several lives.
Bro, nah. Shout out to this Del Falco person. Yo, massive shout out to him.
His actions were applauded by most Italians who were tired of their public servants being corrupt and avoiding responsibility. Accordingly, shirts sporting Vada a Bordo Caso were being printed by the end of the week, others setting it as their phone's ringtone. But then, in September 2014, without warning, De Falco was transferred to an admin role in the Coast Guard.
Hear what I said? You've been demoted.
De Falco said that he had been passed up for promotion, that he had also not been told which admin office he was even being transferred to, and that it all effectively cancelled 10 years of his career. De Falco was tres furioso. And there was
3
public speculation
areas.
that it was owing to bad blood between himself and Admiral Delano, his former
There's
boss.
no
His status
way.
among the public
No way.
overshadowed his
There's no
superior-
way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Was promoted and sent to Rome after. There's no way. There's no way.
in many ways. On the other hand, his boss said, no, it's part of a normal career progression for naval officers and that he must show more maturity and professionalism to advance his career. Now, it's hard to know what's true in office politics, so let's leave that alone. And anyway, in 2018, DeFalco said buenas noches, ya later, to the Italian Navy to become a politician.
Wow,
In March that year, he was elected to the Italian Senate, serving as a member for Livorno. He still serves there today.
Wow.
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. I mean, you just got overlooked for promotion. And you saved a lot of people's lives and you did a lot of commendable things and had your shit together. And I feel like that probably deserved a promotion, especially down the line. And you just had jealous beef between each other. Wow. Yeah. 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 Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord. Jail
The day after the
time.
disaster, Schettino was taken into custody by police and underwent
Yup.
questioning. However, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward investigation. So the judge released him under house arrest at his home in Sorrento, a
House
town
arrest?
in Napoli. By July of that year, the house arrest was relaxed and he was allowed within this general area. While under house arrest, he wrote a book with this
There's no
journalist from Rye
way.
magazine. I have no idea what it says. I don't
Why are we writing a book? Is he trying to write his POV of what happened?
speak Italian. But goddamn,
Is he trying to make
he must
himself
have
look
some
better?
kind of charisma going on, because there's been a lot of speculation in the press that he had an affair with her as well.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on, I got it. Not content with abandoning his ship, this dude is determined to abandon his wife as well.
Okay. That was iconic. Good shit. Good shit. Good
So,
shit. Good shit.
Schettino and 5 others are facing criminal charges. Straight away.
The Casa Crisis Unit, first officer, hotel director, Hellsman, which is the other one, and the third officer. Okay, yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
lodges a plea bargain with the court.
He just
all
doesn't
of those
stop?
plea
Nah.
bargains are accepted, except
All of them?
for Schettino's.
Oh.
And the condition of everyone's reduced sentences are that they must provide witness testimony against Schettino.
He touched me.
Cyril, Jacob,
Oh.
and Silvia were all given suspended sentences.
Okay.
Roberto and Manrico are able to opt for community service or house arrest. Not a bad
As
deal.
long as they test against the captain.
And that
Okay.
meant that Schettino was now all on his own. Cyril,
Yeah.
the first officer, was the first to give his testimony.
Well, let's hear these.
On
Oh,
the
I'm
witness
excited.
stand, he claimed that Schettino was distracted by his mistress and other guests on the bridge.
I just don't understand, like, why is she in the bridge? Right? Like, what? I know sometimes they'll do, like, bridge tours and stuff if you're in port. They'll bring you up, do a tour, but that's like a guided tour, and you're only in there for, like, a brief look and you're out. You know what I mean? Like, what the heck?
But there was confusion over who was in command. Then it was Jacob's turn. And he said,
Let's hear
Lamau
it.
XD, because he didn't actually
Lamau
bother with his
XD?
testimony or his reduced sentence. He just fled the country.
What?
It took authorities 12 months to eventually track him down on
Had not been heard from since being sentenced. He just fled. He went back to Indonesia and think that everything was okay. Dubbed Captain Coward by the media for allegedly abandoning ship without seeing. However, he has blamed Bruce Lee Bin for failing to follow his orders correctly, allegedly causing the ship. It's a he said, she said. Meanwhile, he just left.
the
He just
outskirts
dipped.
of Jakarta. And when they said,
Oh
"Wait,
my
we still want that
gosh.
witness testimony," he just scalped it again. And he hasn't been found since.
We haven't found him?
After that,
He's
there-
gone. He's gone. He's just gone. He probably has like a new identity in Indonesia or something, right? Or I don't know. He just, yeah. Wow. I didn't realize that happened. He literally up and left. He took everything. It was like, you're never finding me ever again. And guess what? They're not. Wow. I wonder what he's doing nowadays. I'm curious. That's crazy.
Barini gave his testimony, then look, we don't have time to relitigate the whole trial, so let's just go straight to the verdict.
Yeah, let's hear it. Guilty!
Schettino was found guilty of multiple manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, abandoning ship, and lying to authority.
Well, yeah.
He was sentenced to 16 years and 1 month in prison.
Damn.
But wait, there's still the appeals.
There's the
appeals trial
appeals.
begins. And
What are
the
we
verdict on
appealing?
the appeal? Surprise! Rejected. So Schettino's...
I'm like, what are we appealing? That you didn't do all of that? Like, what was the appeal here? No, sir. I didn't follow the rules. I just told everyone it was okay when I knew it wasn't okay. Like, what?
Lawyers appealed again. And the
You're
verdict on the
appealing
final
again?
appeal...
Schettino made multiple attempts
Why?
to secure a plea deal, but was denied by the prosecution each time.
I don't understand why. Like, what? What are we pleading here? What are we pleading here? What are we pleading here? You failed to contact the proper authorities in a timely manner. You told them that it was okay when it was clearly not okay. And you had multiple opportunities. Not just one, not just you. You had multiple opportunities to tell them when it happened. Multiple. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, he didn't say it the first time, but they contacted him again. He could have said the other time. They didn't say it then. And then it just kept going on and on and on and on and on, where he had multiple contacts where he could have been like, hey. But he didn't. No. And then he keeps... Oh, no.
Prosecution called for Schettino to be sentenced to 26 years in prison, calling the incident a Titanic affair.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there.
Schettino was not present. His lawyers stated that he was waiting outside of the jail for the ruling, so that if his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving his sentence.
Jesus.
And with that, 5 years and 4 months after the disaster...
Is he out?
He was finally...
Oh, he's in. Oh, he's in. Oh, he's in.
I will not be making any comment.
Oh! Refloating the Concordia. Okay.
The salvage operation was enormous. It took over 2 years and cost an estimated $1.2 billion. Beginning in early 2012, they first spent 2 months pumping fuel from the ship's tanks. At the same time, they had to pump seawater in so that the balance wasn't affected and the ship didn't slide around. In early 2013, a platform was built under the ship to prevent it from falling further. Sponsons were then attached to the sides of the ship, and cables attached to the underwater platform. The sponsons were then dragged underwater and opened up to allow the ocean to fill them. The ship could then roll over properly. By late 2013, the ship was upright once more.
Wow.
The sponsons were then attached to the side of the ship to help keep it balanced. It now rested partially above water, and crews could walk around safely. By July 2014,
Lift
the
the
water
ship
was
airlift.
removed from the sponsons, and compressed air was pumped in to lift the ship. And she was ready to cruise again. This time to a port in Genoa. It was a 4-day towing journey to the docks, where a 2-year process of dismantling and recycling would begin.
Wow.
That same weekend
Wow,
of the towing,
wow.
Schettino was busy. He was the guest of honor at a white party on an island in the Bay of Naples. He appeared...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Brother! Brother!
appeared on the front page of a local newspaper, flanked by 2 of Italy's most eligible bachelorettes.
I can't believe this.
Anyway,
The Titanic music.
so these are the things that I remember from the Cost of
Oh, that was
Concordia.
fantastic.
That sweet
That was fantastic.
maiden of the
Yeah,
sea.
I'm still wondering where the heck this is.
And as
Where
for
is
you,
the bell?
little fella, well, it's time to return.
Who has the...
From whence you came.
Oh my gosh. Bye, Belle. Bye-bye. That's it. Which means we're done watching, which means I officially have seen my first internet historian video. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, you know I gotta do it. You know I gotta do it. You already know what I'm going to do. Comment down a ship emoji if you watched this all with me. It's right there. That's what this whole video was about. Comment down the ship emoji. It just shows appreciation that you watched the video and you hung out with me. And I love seeing all of your emotes in the comments. I will catch you guys all on the flip side Remember to like and subscribe for more content by me, and goodbye, goodbye.